Feels weird. Come the glasses on top of my head. We did?
Yeah.
No, we did.
Usually you have something on your head and I don't know. I have something
You
on
have a
my
hat.
head.
Anyway, hi. Welcome to One Side of the Coin. I'm Steve-O the Gamer. With me, as always, my co-host.
Backtack.
And this is our weekly show about Genesis Battle of Champions.
Yes.
So first off, thank you to Ascendant Games for giving us this awesome game, Genesis. Genesis! We love Genesis. So just remember, the reason that we call the show One Side of the Coin is because it's our opinion, right? We put in our thoughts and our discussions about Genesis. It looks really, really choppy.
It is.
Why is our video really bad? Apologize. Yeah, look at you. You're like, we're like doing the robot or something. Okay, yeah.
Bro, that looks even worse.
It does look worse.
We do the real robot.
Yeah, anyway. Just smack the dog on the face. Anyway. We're going to be talking about a new deck style that was recently discovered at our local tournament last Saturday. So this time, you and my wife fear so much.
Shot too. My sister. Spiders. Actually, I don't fear them as bad.
Spiders. Boom. So we're gonna be talking about this guy right here. The Urticating Tarantula is the main number one, and Sphinx Eater. And unfortunately, I was going to throw this in for those of you who are looking. This is the other spider. However, the timelines that I'm going to be discussing did not include these, just simply due to the fact that there were better 3-chees. Silver-legged is a 3-chee.
Silver-legged recluse thingy.
Recluse?
Yeah.
It's a spider.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks like a beetle.
No, it's a spider.
Oh.
Silver-legged recluse is a spider. It's a spider.
Oh, it is?
Spider.
Oh.
Anyway.
I didn't know that. I thought it looked like a beetle.
Oh, it's a spider.
Every time I saw them, bug.
Bugs.
Oh, they are bugs.
Well, it's arachnid.
It is an arachnid, but they look they're bugs.
Okay, they're bugs.
But simply
anyway,
bugs.
So let's wind it back even a little bit. The 2022 champion came in. Sid, everybody that's out there that knows him, he
21.
won. What's that? 2021 champion. Yeah, sorry. Keep pushing that he's going to win this year again. Who knows? But I don't. He came in one night. We were supposed to play test another game, but it was going to take way too long. So we decided just to sit down and play some casual Genesis. And he brought to the arena this timeline that kind of really caught me off guard, and I was really surprised by it with how this timeline worked. So basically, his timeline was running majority of the Urticating Tarantulas, however, combined with the Elim. Okay, so I'm gonna get you to read off what the tarantula does.
Yay, spider!
Yay.
Yes, for life. It's a 6-G card at the 2 forward awareness, and you beckon him at action for 12 aura. We all know what beckoning does, and then he does 3 attack.
3, yep.
And then you exert it. He
has that double forward awareness, and it is a ranged attack. This thing.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was Jalarian.
Yeah, and he's Jalarian, right? So yeah, any affiliation can use him.
I didn't know that.
He's in comparison. What I didn't really realize, he's in comparison to say the giant scorpion. Okay, because he does have that 3 damage. The only thing that he's missing is the extra 2 awareness, cross awareness at the top. But on the flip side, but he costs less. He costs 2 or less, only for 12, but he's still doing the same amount of damage, 3 damage, right?
Uh-huh.
These things are a nuisance. I found out, like, he was swarming the board. Now, most of you already know what the Elim does, so it has that breakthrough ability where it's played, and then if you play it right beside your champion, you're able to draw another card. So just being able to draw, like, he was laying down limbs like crazy, drawing a whole bunch, and then just playing these, like, just swarming the board with them, right?
They're kind of cheaper too, right?
And it
For
is.
what
It
they
is
do,
slightly
they
cheaper.
last.
Now he was running this timeline using Nubia, right? Because Nubia has the aura, right? The aura, and on the back side for extra damage, of course. This timeline was like, wow, it was crazy. It was so hard to deal with this type of swarm timeline. So like he was beating me left, right, and center with this timeline. Right? So it's like I sat back and it's like kind of twists or turns can I actually do to it, right? To give it my own kind of flavor, my play style, right? So I brought in, of course,
the Necro Lich.
Right? Necro.
Well, at least you see the picture this time.
Necro. So the card that I had created from winning the 2019 championship. So it brings 5 cheese back. So the twist that I did, I threw in the Goliath Sphinx Eater. Let people know what that one does. I'll find my other one
so he's got 2 life, 4 cheat card, the 2. He does 2 range air attack at swift speed, and then the earth resistance, the continuous, all earth damage dealt to little Sphinx Eater here is reduced by 1.
So he does have protection from earth damage. A little bit cheaper than the other one, the other tarantula.
Is there earth pillars? Yes, there is.
There is earth pillars, yeah. 2 damage, so he does cost less, 10 aura rather than the 12 that the Urticating does. 2 damage, but it has that double forward awareness as well. 2 health, 2, which is 2 less than the other tarantula, which is 4. They can get wiped out a little bit easier, but you can put more of them, and the Necro allows you to bring them back because it's only a 4 chi, right? Whereas the Urticating is 6, right? So Urticating's no good with the Necro. So the timeline that I had created, I kind of transitioned a little bit. I don't play as much of a limb, but I'm playing more of Necro. Now, we played a tournament here at Heads or Tails Gaming and annihilated everybody except for Sid. So we ended up going head-to-head for the final round. So his timeline versus my timeline. I struggled a little bit on the aura side because of the Necro costing 18. It brought me back a little bit. I couldn't.
What'd you play?
What's that?
What'd you play?
I played Nubia as well.
Okay.
Still played Nubia. I was able to bring a lot of, but again, the issue with Necro is you have to have the summons in your memories, right? So, whereas where I had struggled just slightly, and now it could have been just because of the initial draws for the rounds, that I wasn't getting those Sphinx Eaters in the memories as quickly as I needed them to swarm them back on. However, because I was facing almost a mirror, he's still able to swarm the board with his spiders, right? Necro doesn't have the equivalent of the Urticating, but I found I had to be a lot closer to him in order to do damage or attacking against his spiders, because against doing a mirror match in that sense, however, wasn't identical as far as the timelines. I just wanted to see how they collaborated against one another, right? Or sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. Struggling for words. I'm all excited. It's Genesis. Cream soda crush, yeah. But so anyway, the breakdown of mine a little bit. Now I know Sid was running a bunch of this guy. Now he was my 3 chi replacement for the silver leg outside of for the 3 chi balance. I did run a ton of bullshot as well. So that was pretty much the breakdown. My 4 chi slot, I was running Wind Slash. I mean, it's pretty straightforward on that end, as well as the Exceeders. And yeah, that's it. Oh, a couple of Chrono Walkers, because I was finding that there wasn't. I dropped my spider. No. You need some kind of an evasion, right? So throwing a couple of Chrono Walkers into the timeline is not a bad suggestion. It's always an amazing card. It's really good. However, board, especially with Necro, It can go really quick, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you want to know when to play it.
I like how
so to
this
speak.
deck is like pretty easy too. It's like it's not only like like everyone knows the cards are easy to understand. It's like they're easy to balance too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
I mean,
Especially the spiders, you get 10 right off the bat because this one's 6 chi, this one's 4. So it's easy to balance. It's easy to go with, right?
Yep.
Or the I don't know.
yeah,
So.
the balance is pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Now I know with Sid's timeline, he was what else was he running? No, he was running bull shots, some kabus. He was running Breath of Jailar, so which was where the struggle came in. Now, Breath actually really pumped up his timeline due to the fact that like any swarm deck, you're going to want to play a Breath of Jailar, right? So basically it gives within the awareness 2 extra health. Do you? Okay, yeah, bring it on over so I can take a look. I can't remember a bit better. Nice, thanks. Ooh, look at that. He was running the Arachnophobia. So yeah, he ran Sandstorms, a little bit of an area damage. This card really surprised me as well. Heavy defense.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, so you didn't even know it. So prevent the next 4 damage dealt to you this round. Its cost is exertion, right? So I mean, the way that these timelines, even with mine, it's like on any kind of swarm timeline, you want to stay back. You want to have your champion back a little bit. Let your summons do the damage and fight for you. So I mean, if your opposing champion is getting up close to you. So at any given time, yeah, it is at action speed. So like if you're going to stay back, you're done your turn, you got all your summons out because you know you're not going to be doing any damage. The only cost on this is exertion, and it's a 5 chi, so it's very easy to balance. Throwing some of the teleport right up against you, and then you have this, and it's preventing 4 damage. It's really good card that gets missed a lot. He was also running Hurricane Sweeps, which is really decent card. I'm not going to deny
Pricey
that one.
though.
It is.
Don't get me wrong, but for what it does, I mean, I don't know.
It's an area attack, so it can deal with aerial, right?
Yeah.
But it's all the adjacent spots around your champion. If you happen to get surrounded, right, then you just throw one of these down.
Yeah.
And there's the Breath of Jailara that he was running. Some more of the heavy defense. The dedicated studies. Which is a card that I don't normally play because of the risk. There's such a huge risk factor in playing this card. Now, I know a lot of players do use it because it does help cycle your hand, cycle your timeline. But on the flip side, and I know when I was watching Exploring the Libraries on Tuesday, they were kind of talking about it a little bit. And so many times I've seen people play this card. The cost is 2 energy, and when they expend that energy, they're expending like the bull shot. It's something really high. They draw 2 cards, and they're like your low cards that they don't need at that given time, right? So, I mean, there's no real concrete percentages on how it works. It's all a risk factor, right? So, but, I mean, and I personally myself, it's like just to get 2 cards for the cost of 4. For me, the way I play, not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it. I mean, I've tried a few timelines with it, but
also, especially as a Nubia player, you get that extra card anyway. So
yeah, you get the double draw anyway off of Nubia. So basically, that was the only difference. He does run a lot of the Urticatings, right? The really good deck. Not a lot of the Sandstorm, but it's a safe haven for him, right? If he's still got a bit of distance, you can still lay that down, nail a couple of spots that have heavy summons on them, and do some damage, right? So,
what color is his sleeves though?
And basically, the big difference with mine, more so the Necro, couple of Chronos. I play Kabus pretty heavily. I still think by far one of the best 3 chi Axon summons, right? 4, and that's it. It's all the big differences, right? So, I mean, seeing how the two timelines worked a little bit differently, So when I was playing against the other players, again, it was like the same thing that I had felt when I was facing against Sid, right? And it's just swarm, and they just could not deal with it, especially with those spiders, right? So on the flip side of it, you take a look at, say, Idris's or Erica's giant scorpions. And look at Will taking over, right?
Right? Yeah, look at this guy.
And he's doing a fine job.
You gotta project your voice, Will. You gotta project your voice. Buzz.
Shut it out.
I feel proud that I can hear you because I can barely hear anybody.
You got to get some practice in at those circuit events.
Yeah.
When you're judging.
Give him a microphone.
Give him a microphone. Anyway.
Sorry.
But yeah, so try them out. See what kind of timelines. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those things are gross.
Giant scorpion, yeah, by far one of my all-time favorite summons in the game because of its ranged attack, its awareness, its cost, everything. Super amazing summon. However, Nubia doesn't have access to it because it is. I know, I saw him trick too. Yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. You okay?
You good? Yeah. Okay.
He needs like a name tag. It looks like one of those professional businessmen. A clipboard. It's so awesome. It looks awesome.
So you need a name tag and a clipboard.
Yeah. Awkward. Anywho, so yeah, no, we're talking about giant scorpions. Aside from spiders. So I mean, I think if it was to face, which I haven't yet, against one of those timelines, say Idris or Erica using those giant scorpions, I think it would be one heck of a battle, right?
Yeah.
To epic proportions, I think.
Sure.
I think the scorpion still would outweigh the spiders just because it has a little bit more aware, just because of that extra little bit of awareness, right?
It is more like easy to like bring up the tarantulas and or even like the sphinx eaters than it is the giant scorpion. Like they just cost more and they'll like drain your.
But dealing with the mass amounts of those tarantulas or the sphinx eaters, even it can be hard, especially in the late game, right? So I mean, it's like you only have enough aura maybe to get one or two scorpions out, whereas they're going to have a lot more aura to start dropping more spiders, right? So the board state builds like really, really fast, right?
Yeah.
And even if it gets wiped out, which is the one thing that Sid and I had discussed, it's like counters to this style of timeline, purifying wave, right? Just wipes everything out. However, going even back further, my initial necro swarm where I was using gilded stags, right, instead of the tarantulas, or sorry, not the tarantulas, the sphinx eaters, right. Even if I did get wiped out really fast, playing it reserve kind of thing, you don't drop everything all at once, which I learned really bad against Will. And somebody does happen to drop that purifying wave, wipes out the board.
Especially when you have a bunch of angels.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you've witnessed it as well, right? So somebody wipes out the board.
Painful.
You're able to rebuild really fast and regain that momentum of a swarm timeline, right? So whereas with scorpions, it's a little bit different because it does cost that 2 extra energy or 2 extra aura. It may not seem a lot, but in the end game, it could mean a lot, right? So just something to be on the lookout for.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, like with my Idris deck, it's like running scorpions, landslides. Erica, a little bit. I still mess around with mine. I like the landslide scorpion timeline. So basically, it's the majority of it is landslides.
But compared to like every other champion, she I think sees the least amount of play.
Yeah.
Besides Odara, she sees nothing.
Uh,
I think I've maybe heard of one person so far that plays Odara. Wasn't that
Fong,
Yan?
I know. I would say Fong and Long, or we don't like all the
Okay,
Bell
Long
and
for sure,
Bell
but
and finals.
Fong?
Well, we are seeing Long a lot more, and I know Sid actually started working on Fong, trying to build timelines around them while we're waiting for Origins. I've tested around with Fong a lot, just because of the 2 energy reduction. There's so many cards that only cost 2 energy. She can start playing them for free, right? So, what?
Think of that.
Spiders are underrated. The deep awareness and ranged is awesome. Yes, we 100% agree with you, Ben. Having a cheap, persistent threat against flyers is awesome. Yeah. So basically what we're doing, Ben, is we're taking a look at it as a swarm timeline using just the spiders, right? So in 2 different style of timelines that were built between myself and Sid. Unfortunately, he's playing in a tournament, or else I'd have him. To be honest, it's just harder. Yeah, it is harder. I think that what she lacks the most is the low amount of aura that she has for Fong, right? I know that 2 energy reduction is so and I know in Origins coming up, we're going to have a champion that has a 3 energy reduction. Yeah, it's coming.
Dude, that thing's going to be so overplayed. And
well, it all depends. It all depends
powerful.
on everything else that that champion can do, right? So, hi, Hunter. How you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. But yeah, with Fong, because of the low amount of aura that she has, it gets gobbled up really, really quick, right? So I was playing her as 100% aggro for the most part. Came so close, right, to actually getting her into the competitive scene, but overall, just can't hack it because of that aura amount, right?
Yeah.
Only 90 aura, it's just not enough. So I think that's why we see more in the meta games. Some of the champions are with the higher aura, right? So, like Core and Kuhn, Idris, Nubia, right, are the main ones for the most part. But who knows? You never know. Maybe something in the future that gives us a little bit of momentum on regaining aura, right? I know we don't see too much of it. As far outside of like Aura Surge, which again is for Axon only, where you actually gain 5 aura back for the cost of energy instead, right? So, which right now in the state of how the game's going, its timelines are being more focused on doing damage rather than trying to reserve resources or healing or anything of that nature, right? So it's you want to have that straight damage, get in there, get your opponent defeated as quickly as possible, right? So, which is where the meta game has shifted more so than utilizing those older cards that we used to play with all the time to slow the game down a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
And also too, it's the cost right on them. It's like, are you really willing to pay that 5 energy, right, just to get 5 aura back, right? So it's can be risky in the long run. So, but yeah, I think you need like 110 aura at least to buy enough rounds or for big summons. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's a good thing there's a lot of champions with over 110 aura.
Well, most of them. I mean, Fong and Long, not enough. Erica on the Bellum Thymos side, she's got the 150 like Nubia.
Aura?
She has 150 aura just like Nubia.
18 health.
But she only has 18 health. That's right. So whereas Nubia has 2 extra health, right? So it's like, so when playing Erica, you actually have to try and get some kind of life regain to keep the momentum going, right? Or else you're going to be in danger. So
yeah.
But her ability to summon the Baihu, you don't see it used very often. I know Sid and I were kind of messing around with that. Let's try to build and focus on using her secondary to see if it would help her timeline. But it does cost more than actually summon the Baihu from your timeline, so it can wear down your aura quite quickly, right? So
yeah.
But it can't get you to get that extra body on the field, right? It's just you got to really watch. You don't want to overspend for something that's not going to be useful in the late game, right? So 100%. But yeah, so there you have it. There's a couple of timelines. Work with them, play with them, try and build your own.
Befriend the spiders.
Befriend the spiders. Yeah, as long as you don't have any kind of arachnophobia kicking in. Be sure. I had a lot of fun playing against it in his timeline and trying to build my own as well. A little bit. I think I have to make a couple of twists to it. I think it needs maybe not as much of the necro. What? It's my anime.
Yeah, I like the Nubia. It's
It's
great.
my anime newbie. Yeah, she's
Hot.
Speaking of anime. So we made an announcement last week. Do you remember what it was?
Anime North?
Anime North, yeah. I made an announcement last week about it. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You remember now?
Yeah.
What is it?
Camilla.
Camilla, yes. So we announced last week that Camilla, one of the artists for Genesis Battle of Champions, will be attending Anime North with us to do some autographing and showcase some of her artwork.
Is she gonna be doing commissions again?
What do you mean?
Like commission art, like
That's totally up to her, but yeah, she'll definitely be there on hand to meet her and get some of your, even if you want to get some of your cards signed from the artwork that she had done, such as the Secret, the Baboon, and I always forget that Chaos card. I always forget the name of it, but anyway.
there was Secret, the Dust Trail Mouse, and
Dust
then,
Trail is a mouse is another one.
yeah, and then
I never play this card. That's why I can never remember. Hey, what's the Chaos card that Camilla does the artwork for? Nobody knows. Nobody knows the name of that card. You know which one?
right.
It's got rain on it. It's got rain. It's on the artwork. What? No. No. We'll get
I know.
something corrosive, isn't it? Is it Dark Corruption? Yeah, I think it is Dark Corruption.
Corrupted Dark. No.
Yeah, it could be. But anyway,
We'll have to
it's
look it
a
up
card
later.
from Rays that I don't normally
You'll
use.
see a Facebook post later with just
Yeah,
in
we'll have
all
to post it up.
capitals the name. The
So
card.
yes, today I had set up on the Geo site. So you're going to want to log into the Geo site because the pre-registration is now available for Anime North. So if you want to pre-register, you can. So basically, just sign up, put your name in there, stating that you are going to be attending. There's no pre-registration fee. So basically, you just pay when you get there. You do have to purchase a ticket to get into the anime convention, and then you can meet us, and we'll be in the gaming hall, and then you can register into the tournament, pay your registration fee at our booth. So Heads or Tails Gaming. Super psyched up about this. The date is July 16th is the circuit event. $5,000 in cash prizing will be going out that day. Yeah. So, but it's huge. It's a big event. Plus, the top 8 will also be getting their invite to the 2022 championship in Toronto this year. So, you're definitely going to want to participate in this if you don't get a chance. I know there's a lot of hype coming up. Origins is in the works, which is another convention in the States. It's in Ohio. So some of my community members are actually going to be attending there, whether they're going as a judge or they're going to actually try to compete in this event. So definitely going to want to check that out. I think all the information is on www.genesisbattleofchampions.com. You want to log in there and get all the information you need. Unfortunately, I can't make Ohio. I would super love to. Because that's one thing.
Sounds like a fun trip, too.
Yeah, it does. It does. So I know a couple of the guys here were actually told, should I play this time? Should I play that timeline? And it's like, we have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen because, one, we've been playing Genesis for quite some time, and it hadn't hit the States, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know what they've discovered outside of what we've discovered, right? And how they're playing the game, how their strategies are. and like even the communities in say Germany, UK, right? It's like to the way we play it, so they can have some other strategies and whatnot. Would be so amazing to actually pre-play against them. I don't know if that's actually a word or whatnot. To they have to bring to the arena and the timelines that they're building compared to ours, right? So super looking forward to it. I mean, I'm going in blind as far as the championship. I can't wait. So what do we got?
Ben says, can't wait to meet all of you. I'll be coming down.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Well, looking forward to seeing you there.
Down here?
Yeah.
Will there be side events like draft sealed?
We haven't really determined that yet. We were thinking of running a draft on the Sunday, but I don't know because of how busy the actual convention is. We may end up running a draft while the top 8 is playing as a side event at the end of the day. But that's we're going to work that out. Hopefully give a little bit more detail on that in the future. But as of right now, it doesn't look like we're actually going to run an event on Sunday because of the way the convention works. So it's the main focus is going to be Genesis on the Saturday. But yeah, championship, while the top 8 was playing, they actually ran a sealed event. Did not make it into the top 8.
Yeah.
So be something to look forward to. I kind of like that idea. So yeah. Awesome, man. But yeah, so tonight at our store, we're actually running a Genesis tournament. So we're excited. We actually got to that. That's Jason Greenwood. Yeah, you know, he participates in our chat all the time.
You're just like, oh, Jason. I'm like,
it's the first time actually meeting him. So it's awesome that he's actually came down and participated in one of our tournaments tonight, and got a chance to meet him and welcome into our community. Right, so it's pretty awesome. I like it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think that's all we got to really say about it. So again, make sure you log into the Geo site, register for the July 16th Anime North tournament.
Free up
it's
that
just
day.
Yeah, it's free up that day. You're going to want to play in this tournament.
You're really going to want to play. It'll be really fun.
I also put up a link on the GO2 to the Anime North website, so you can get all your information there on how to get a ticket for that convention as well. So, yes, perfect. Yeah, go for it. Patreon.
I love Patreon.
Patreon.
Beep. I got the Raha.
Yes.
Chibi Raha.
Chibi Raha. Yeah, so a lot of people. I'm going to show off some of mine. So the main Patreon card of the month.
No, I watch that.
We're for May. May's Patreon. There. Okay, you want to show it? The Holy Wall. Look at this. Look at this artwork done by Philip. Super nice. Hey, you already took mine. I get this one. This is mine. I get this one back. You stole my original one. You lucky dog. Kasha, one of the new champions to come in Origins.
Mine.
What? It's mine. No, you stole mine from my other Patreon. Like 3 of these. Nice. The Holy Wall. Look at that. So this card hasn't seen a print since beta. A lot of the guys here at the store were really super excited that they can finally get their hands on some more Holy Walls. Such an amazing card. Prevents all damage dealt to you until the end of the round. Look at you, foiled. Yeah, foiled coon.
What, you didn't get one?
Huh? No, I'll trade you. Woo. Treatsies?
Tempting, but like shiny.
I know, right? Oh, you already got a set.
Actually, I don't know if I have this one.
Yeah, you do. We have so many.
Really?
Yeah. From the original first printing of J.
Share collections anyway.
J2, the Baruch, super nice. That was one of mine. Oh, you got packs. I don't have enough time to open up all my Patreon packs. But again, the 3 holy walls, and the other one I got mind reading. Oh, here, yeah, another one.
I'm good.
You good? Choking up.
Yep.
Another Baruch. I got the 3-year anniversary Full Art Malik. Super nice. Now we got this. I think it was May. What comes before May?
April.
April. Yeah. For
Are
the.
you sure it was April? I feel like it was March.
Was it March? No, I'm
I
pretty sure
feel
this one
like
was
it
April.
was. I think it might have been April, but it feels like it
No,
was.
oh no, because we got March and April together. Because so I don't know exactly which month it
Okay,
was
so
supposed
yeah, I
to
see
be.
it was one of them.
But yeah, no,
Something like
because of
that.
the delay on it. I need to get as many of these as I possibly can to the golden stag. Look at this thing. This thing is gorgeous.
shiny.
I know we showcased this card during one of our past live streams when we opened those Patreons. But yeah, this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Damian, love you, man, for doing it. Yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna stare at it for like 10 minutes. We're not. We gotta keep.
What?
We're doing a show. What?
It's so pretty.
It is this one, right? So it's like getting there. It's all about 10 of them. So yeah.
You'll probably keep
I'm gonna steal
getting
yours.
them.
I'm gonna steal Cam's. I'm gonna steal Grandma's.
Of course you would not.
So, got a little story to tell. Okay. Back at our old location, our old store, when we first got into Genesis, and Sid used to come down like once a week, and we'd visit with them and whatnot, hang out, play some Genesis all the time, right? I really miss those days. But anywho, so one day he came by the store and he brought this like shoebox. It was just a small little shoebox full of old cards. And it was just a mixture of stuff, like just there was some sports cards in there, a few sports cards. There was some old TCGs and whatnot that they don't even bring. So there was some like bulk magic and stuff like that. He's like, here, do whatever you want with it. He just gave it to me, right? So later that evening, I was going through the box to check it out. I think we found some like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards, right? Like, because I know he's a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, and because of him and his 3 brothers, right? And like they were, it wasn't a game. They were just like those. But anyway, so within this box, I found all these little tiny pieces of paper. It's just plain paper, but they were printed, and they kind of looked a little bit.
They printed those out.
So they printed,
they
yes.
those for
So it was like
testing.
Lionel and it was Seaman and a Sid in that when they were first testing Genesis. The cards weren't even made yet. They were printing out these little pieces of paper, and the cards, right? And they would play with these.
Some of them weren't even printed like that. A lot of them were handwritten and drawn.
I think so, yeah. And so there was a whole bunch of these, right? So, and this is a part of Genesis history to me anyway, right?
The game,
right? Like, I mean, it's crazy. And you read this. This is Jump.
The cost. That's not even a symbol in the game.
Yeah.
That's just. It looks like it. Jump may also be.
Read it louder.
Jump may also be executed. This is at the end of the current phase. You may move to an unoccupied spot and Jump's attack awareness face in any direction. 2012.
2012, yeah, exactly, right? Like Jump doesn't even do that, right? It's like same awareness that Jump actually has now, but that whole first part that may also be executed at the beginning of your movement phase. So it's which it's not even a thing in the game. But anyway, there was a whole bunch of these. So I called him up and I'm like, hey, Sid, I found these papers, and I explained it to him, and he's like, it's just paper. He's like, just throw them out if you want. I'm like, no. It's like, seriously, a huge part of Genesis history, right? So it was in my hands, and it's like, so the next time he came down to the store, I had him sign them all for me, right? So they went into being part of my Genesis collection, right? So
still has them all.
I still have them all, exactly, right? Never getting rid of them. So this showed up in my Patreon this month. So thank you very, very much, Sid, for passing another one of these on to me. So grateful for it. Love it. It's funny how the smallest little thing can mean so much to somebody, right? With how much that I love this game and been with Genesis since the start, right? And it's like to see this in my Patreon, it almost brought tears to my eyes, right? So it
really did. I saw them. I watched him open. And he was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it was so awesome. But these, the wrapped one, this one
oh right,
is the 2019 stamped Nubia, and then I got Kendra Core foils. Look at the shiny on those, right?
Chinese.
No, since so great. There, see, I got another one here. You want?
Yeah.
Another mind reading, Barak. I got Idris Chibi from Chibi Dude Jeff.
Chibi Dude.
Nubia 3-year anniversary. I love these cards. Directly a full set of these. If we hit 250 subscribers, we announced that. And then this one, yes.
Yeah.
So in my Patreon, oh my god, like I get goosebumps every time I see stuff like this. Like, oh my god. Yeah. So Damian had signed a meteorite, foiled meteorite for. I got it in my Patreon. Yes, Damian, I love you, man. Your artwork, by far one of my favorite arts by him. Especially the full art of this card, like where she's like, I got the actual print hanging up on the wall here at the store of Idris, right?
Those
Rain and
canvases,
Fire.
does he have an Essence Drain one?
I don't know. We'd have to find out. Why you want an Essence Drain? I know you love the Essence Drain so much, right?
I really do. I love that artwork.
It is.
And
It's so good.
Funniest part when it first came out, obviously no one knew it was Cork, because Cork wasn't even a thing at that point, but I thought it was a magical tree. I didn't think it was an actual being. I thought it was a tree that was like sucking the power out of somebody.
You thought it was a tree.
I did think it was a tree.
Anyway, okay, you can do your packs if you want to see what you get. Hopefully you can get some epics or foils.
Right?
I don't need any epics. I got my epics done, but I need foils.
Well, the epics are mine.
Or maybe Will's still looking for epics. What you get?
Olgi and Demon's Rage.
Demon's Rage.
Come on. Yeah, look at that. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah.
Secret!
Yeah, so he's got the 100 aura, right? He hits that 100 mark, but I mean, it's the cure for 4 energy, and it exerts them, right, to give 2 life or something, right? I mean, you see a lot of summon deck or summon timelines built around him. Sid really likes playing long.
It does.
He plays long a lot. His full blown foiled.
Oh.
You got foil or epic? Doesn't matter. We're reconnecting anyway. I don't know.
Get the Arcana Vigor.
Arcana
By Dualis. Epic Angel.
Oh my god.
And Foil Chain Lightning.
Oh, you got an epic and
I
a
did
foil
get an epic and a
in the
foil in the
same
same
pack.
pack.
Look at that.
The Angel's mine. I don't care. No one's having her. No one can have her. She's mine.
Sorry, I already got it.
Yep.
Look at that. That chain lightning too, eh? Victoria's artwork.
So
And
good.
Leslie's artwork.
The Angel. Love the Angel. Favorite.
Oh my god, these epics are so amazing. I love them.
Right?
Actually, this foil looks really nice. Oh my god, no lines on this thing whatsoever. Hey, I found a lineless foil. Or do you see any?
There's a very faint. Nope, there's lines.
There's lines. Never mind. I had my hopes so. It's like, hey, finally a foil with no lines, but yeah, it's okay.
The way you were looking at it, too.
Yeah, I think it's because of the blue on it. Could be. Still looks super nice.
Too shiny. Do you have this one?
Yeah, I got you. I think there's only like, Will brought me 2 tonight that I didn't have, so I think I'm down to 6 foils left for the set. So I'm getting there. So close. But anyway, so I think that's basically all we have for this evening. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch us tonight. If you haven't, spread the word. Be sure to check out the videos online later on. Come back and watch them. Useful tips on building arachnid decks.
Yes.
You know what I should have done? I should have went into the pet store and got a spider. Could have had a spider here with us. Wouldn't that have been cool? And then have mom come in as a guest on our show. We could have her hold the spider.
She wouldn't even hold it.
She
She'd
would
be like,
freak out. She would be freaking out. She
It'd be
hates.
outside.
My wife hates spiders with a passion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's facts at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so well, be sure to like and subscribe our channel, spread the word, get people involved in Genesis, and check out our content. Social medias.
We have the Facebook groups, Real Heads or Tails Gaming and the Real Heads or Tails Gaming Genesis BFC groups. Heads.org.tails9 or Heads or Tails Gaming on TikTok. We have Instagram, it doesn't get used.
Oh yeah, another thing. One thing. So I teamed up with, or I partnered up with Binder POS. It's an online store company. Helps you build online stores. So our online store, hopefully, fingers crossed, I've been plugging away at it all week long so far to get it up and running very soon. So just got to upload all the CRV files from Genesis once I receive through our online store. So that way you guys don't have to reach out to me on Discord anymore or anything of that nature. You'll be able to see what we have in stock and probably a whole new price listing as well. So look for it in the near future, and we'll be putting it up there. If you want to look for me on Discord, I'm Stevo, 2019 champ. Yeah, you can reach out to me and get in contact with me that way as well. Yeah, perfect. So we'll be running a constructed tournament this Saturday here at Heads or Tails Gaming, 131 Erie Ave in Brantford, Ontario. If you want to join us, welcome you out. Come on out, participate, and have some fun playing some Genesis. So I actually competed last Saturday, as I said, because I wanted to test out that timeline. However, we're running a 3-month-long championship, inter-store championship, where you're going to be able to win $300 store credit here at Heads or Tails Gaming, and you're going to get your name put on our own personal little trophy here at the store. And it's based on it's based off the geo points, but just within those who played here at the store. So if you want to come out and participate in that, we started in April. We're halfway through May, so it'll end at the end of June. So it's a little bit late, but if you want to get involved in that at the end of June,
there's still a chance to get up there. Yeah.
It's surprising how quick points can transition from week to week, right? So I mean, a lot of guys are actually play testing a lot of new decks and experimenting with new timelines and whatnot. So it kind of helps a little bit. It keeps things interesting, right? So and with a lot of newer players coming into our community as well, such as like Baz, I have to give a huge shout out to Baz. This guy has come from out of nowhere. He got into Genesis during COVID, was practicing at home with his friend Sean, and they were playing. And yeah, he just came into the store, just blowing everybody away, right? So and then also too, Kenny hopping into the, so to speak. He doesn't even play bunnies, but it's following the footsteps of Sid with the hybrid decks and stuff like that. So it's really good. It's I like the challenge within our own community and whatnot. So it's fun to watch. And, participate in it. So. However, I don't take any points or prizing or anything like that. Even though every now and then I'll jump in and play in a tournament, just test something out or have some fun with the community.
Yeah.
Right. So I also have to get my practice in too. Right. Come time for this year's championship, when I'm super psyched about. But anyway, so shout out to Haunted Castle and all the hopefully he's doing okay. And Lionel, oh God, Lionel, love you, buddy. I miss you guys and Carl as well, and mad props to Alex for running Future League and being part of the design team and whatnot. So super group of guys, super good group of guys, great group of guys. Blah, I can't speak. Talking like the goblin. But anyway, I'll be having you next Thursday night, same time, same coin channel. What was that? It was a glitch.
Yeah, right. I saw that
glitch.
too.
Oh my God. We're going to see Wreck-It Ralph come through the screen. Anyway, we will see you next Thursday. I'm Steve the Gamer, and with me as always,
MacTac.
Have a great night. Bye. We'll see you in the arena. Play Genesis.